Believe that we as humans, we really have a huge potential in our voices that we are not using. We use, of course, our voice for communication and for linear speaking, but what I work with in the Soul Voice method is how can we come back to listening to that voice that is what we call toning or sounding. When we let go, it's singing, but it's really beyond singing. When we just give out a tone, something happens. We start to relax. We come into our body. We become more our real self. When we are speaking, we often are just up in our mental, and we cut ourselves off, in our head or at the top of our body. We don't become really embodied in what we are saying, and the tone of the voice is actually often more important that what we actually communicate. So I am pioneering how to get people and how to get humanity into realize the healing potential we have in our voice. We can truly heal our hurts, our traumas, our negative programming, our judgment. I cannot be who I am. We can heal that through our voice. So when you start to breathe deeply and you allow yourself to, the letting go of control is quite an important factor, because I believe that today humanity, they are so much in their head and in their over control. And well, let's talk about stress. What does stress come from? I believe we have created structures for ourselves and for the world that in a way is false or doesn't suit us for sustainability and for balance in our world. All these people who get diagnosed with stress, I don't know about South Africa, but definitely a lot in where I travel a lot in Europe, for example, there's a lot of stress and overdoing and overworking. So the voice, when you start to come back to that force that we are, because we are actually vibrational energy, I'll talk about that in a moment, when you just allow to let that over control go and you allow the voice itself to just rip off, just let it go without judgment. We have what comes up in the workshop is I have so much self-criticism. I judge myself. I'm not good enough. I'm not allowed to shout aloud. I'm not allowed to be heard. Where are we at if we cannot hear our own voice, if we, you could say, hide in our control or in our stress or, lack of walking our sacred path on this planet?
When you